going to take a long time because what I have to talk about is pretty short and simple. But I do want to give a little bit of backstory because what I like to do is give y'all information on the whys. Why do we do certain things? For those of y'all who don't know me, I'm Emily. I'm the dietitian. I've actually been at St. Catherine's for about 10 years and took a little break and then I came back. So the thing that I get to do is I get to help in the nutrition support with our residents. And so one of the main things that I like to do is obviously see how much they're eating and what's happening, okay? So the main things that we're going to talk about today, or the main thing, is the nutrition in older adults with supplement intake, okay? So there's two things we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about intake as far as what are we eating, how do we get them to eat, and then what's the importance of supplements, okay? This is interactive, so you can interact with me. Okay, so a little history. As we age, the amount of energy that we take in decreases. Adults over the age of 80 consume 30% less energy than people who are 20. Okay, so residents don't want to eat as much. They don't care to eat as much. They don't desire it. All right? Our body weight often declines after the age of 65. So significant unintended weight loss increases mortality. Quiz. When is the best time to weigh a resident? In the morning. Why? Perfect. It's called a dry weight. Perfect. That's the best weight that I want to see because they've been to the restroom, they don't have anything on their belly. It gives me a good weight of what they are. So there's something new out there that people are starting to talk about, and it's called undernutrition, okay? Everybody might be hearing about malnutrition, and malnutrition is a lot of physical things. It's muscle wasting and fat loss and things like that. But undernutrition is increasing with advanced age and obviously loss of independence, okay? So some causes is chronic disease. Our residents have it. Cognitive impairment, our residents. Functional limitation, our residents. Social isolation, our residents. So all of that can contribute to undernutrition. Now what I want y'all to see is the prevalence rate. 80 to 100% of our residents in long-term care are considered to be undernourished. So think about the load that you carry, the residents that you take care of. 80 to 100% of them are undernourished. That does not mean that they're malnourished, okay? It doesn't mean that they're, quote, sick. It just means they may not be getting all the nutrients that they need, okay? So, how are we going to fix that? I am a food-first person. Probably 10 years ago, I would have disagreed with you. If somebody would have said, hey, she's not eating, I would say, let's get her an Ensure 3 times a day. Let's go for it. Perfect. Woohoo. Great. But we absorb nutrients better in the food form. Doesn't matter who we are. I don't care how old you are. What you're eating right now is absorbing better than a supplement or a vitamin. It's okay to take your vitamins. We still need them. But what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get food into these residents first. Protein, vegetables, biggest key. Okay? Well, part of that is making it an enjoyable experience. Yes, Forefront, we are still trying. We are still trying to make it an enjoyable experience. But that's where y'all come into play as well. I'm going to pick on somebody over in Tuscany. She was, a CNA was actually opening up the plates. It was Wednesday, it was fried chicken day, and she was like, oh, look at this chicken, all right. Just selling it. Just being positive in doing that when you're passing out meals and being there with the food just creates a better environment. Nourish Plus is a program that we're going to start, and it's a program that Forefront offers. And this is a program for residents who probably may eat okay, but maybe they just burn a whole lot of calories. Maybe they don't like supplements, but they're still losing a little bit of weight. So this is a program that actually takes some food that we already have and it just nourishes it. It just gives it more oomph. So for instance, oatmeal typically has about 80 or 90 calories from just what we normally serve. The Nourish Plus program, oatmeal has 450 calories. So what we do is we take some normal meal items and just bump them up. So we're looking forward to starting that program as soon as we can get the ball rolling with it. So you'll be seeing that in a lot of your care areas. All right. Well, Emily, they're not eating. Well, I don't necessarily want to jump right to a supplement first. We got to figure out why. Okay? Well, maybe their appetite's decreased, right? Maybe they've got a UTI. We know that can cause things. Maybe their teeth are hurting. Maybe they're having swallowing problems. Maybe it's overwhelming. You know some of those residents who get a full plate and it just overwhelms them and then they don't even want to eat anything, right? That's where I get to come into play. And I get to go and talk to them and figure out, are there some foods that we can change? What can we do differently in order to get them to build their nutrition? Okay, well that's not working either. All right, now we're moving in to the supplements. Okay? The importance of supplements is exactly what that word is, supplement. What does that mean to y'all? No. I'm picking on you. No. It's in addition to. Very good. So when I order supplements, I want them to be served in between meals, and I'm going to tell you why. Let's give Miss Jones a plate of food and an Ensure. Miss Jones is like, oh, I don't know. So she takes a couple sips of her Ensure. I'm just kind of full. I don't want anything. And so we're done. All right, scenario 2. We take Miss Jones just her meal tray. And Miss Jones says, I'm not real hungry. And you say, Miss Jones, ooh, it looks like a good omelet. Eat it for me. Just have a few bites for me. You go back a few minutes later, Miss Jones has had 5 or 6 bites. And then a couple hours later, you go back and you say, Miss Jones, I've got you an Ensure. Will you drink it? Oh, I might. You go back later, it's half gone. Do you see the difference? I have increased her nutrients by separating them. A lot of residents will fill up on that supplement when it's served at the same time. And when they fill up, y'all seen an Ensure, it's thick, right? I was going to serve Ensure instead of these snacks. Wouldn't that have been fun? Okay. But Ensures fill you up. And so that's what that means is supplement. So again, 10 years ago, I used to say, oh, let's just get them an Ensure and do it 3 times a day. I know that can be hard because we're getting up, we're eating breakfast, we're going to activities, we're doing this, we're doing that, right? So that's why I'm trying to get in what foods they like, how can we eat what foods are enjoyable so that maybe we don't have to do supplements that often because it is hard. But that's where we have to be flexible. Why can't we send Miss Jones to the beauty shop with her Ensure? Why? Could she ride to the beauty shop with her Ensure and drink it on the way? I think she could. Why couldn't she drink it while she's playing bingo? She could. So there's ways that we can do things to make it fit into their schedule so that we're giving it between meals. Well, she doesn't really like it sometimes. Okay, well that's where we get to be creative. Every unit should have chocolate syrup. I'm working on strawberry syrup and caramel syrup and stuff to alter the flavors of the Ensure. Again, we go back to size, right? Somebody may not want that whole bottle because it overwhelms them. You might need to start with just half. Pour half in a cup. Make it fun that way. I know in the wintertime, I like to take a chocolate shake and heat it up so it tastes like hot chocolate. So how do you know the resident might not like it ice cold? She may or he may like it warm or room temperature. Somebody may like it over ice. So that's where we get into that flexibility. Okay? So the whole point of this is to realize you want to get in as much nutrition as you can throughout the day. And with elderly, the older population that we serve, they cannot or don't want to eat as much at meals. Now we know we have some who do, right? But some don't, a lot of our little ladies. And that's why we want to separate so that we can get all the nutrients in the best that we can. Does that make sense? Questions?
Okay, so I have a resident who drinks every supplement each meal. How can we offer before it's available and they no longer have or, but she's not taking any of them.
Holler at me anytime. Great question. So and this is why I wanted to do this too, so that y'all could see who I was. And when I'm walking around, a lot of you do a great job and say, hey Emily, Miss Jones doesn't like this, or Miss Jones likes this, or Miss Jones will do this. That's what I need to know. I don't like wasting things, but again, I like to know what's happening because I need to know. It's great. Perfect. So why do we separate food and supplements? You got it. And I'm just going to interchange the word food and use the word nutrients. Yep, we want to get in as much nutrients as we can, as often as we can. Perfect. Thanks, guys, for coming. I do appreciate it. Any more questions? Y'all good? Okay, have a great day.